I like your background, Jennifer.
Hi. I've lost I can't see, you know. Oh, man, it's working. Okay, good. I accidentally disappeared myself.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna miss seeing the whole screen because this box with all your names and everything is taking up like a lot of screen space. Lori Friedheim is coming. Wow.
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 He would be shown there if I had said allow video.
Alan. Hooray, Alan.
Hello.
Who's in the bathroom? No.
This would be the speech from the throne.
Speech from the throne. Okay, so I see, I don't see Lori. What happened to Lori?
Brenda.
Uh-huh.
Brenda.
Yes.
Hear me all right and see me all right?
Yes,
okay.
Perfectly.
Hi, Heather.
Hi.
Okay.
Yes, you don't have. Hi, Lori. Hi. Hey.
Hi, Lori.
Lori. Sorry.
Cool. If you don't want to be seen or whatever, you can turn off the video if you need to step away. I will be muting all the mics when we start.
Yes.
So we're missing Elana and Clara in terms of the features so far.
Well, Alan Breesmaster's here, so that may be Clara.
Okay. I figured it would make too much noise to clap after everybody, so I'm just going to shake the lobster of approval here.
Oh,
The lobster of approval.
If you go to the bottom where there's a bar and you see reactions,
Yeah.
you click on that and there's a clapping one.
Oh.
You can like clap.
Oh.
I don't see that.
If you can find
And then it disappears. It disappears after a while.
Yeah.
Hi, Elana.
There we go.
Oh, I know what I forgot. I have to get my books.
Yes, please.
Clara,
Okay,
is that
who's
you?
here?
At Alan Breesmaster?
Okay, here comes Myna. Unmute. Okay, you know what? Don't type any messages because I think they're all coming to me. And you know what? This is the first time I've done it, so I may not have all the settings that are the best.
They'll keep adding. Yeah. As soon as someone signs on.
Why aren't you unmuting? I don't know.
Hi,
I'm
everyone.
trying to.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Clara.
Hello.
Myna.
Hi, Myna.
Hi, Merle.
Okay.
Bonnie and Bob.
Oh my goodness. Okay, don't chat. Don't chat because they're all coming to me. I think.
I can see it too.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the chat
you
is
know
going
what?
to everyone.
Oh yeah, don't chat, please. I'm not sure how to stop this. Okay, I'm gonna turn chat off, I think. I don't know if that's off.
And
It looks like it's off.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, yeah, because I'm just on a 13-inch MacBook, and like already the screen is taken up with a list. And here's Alan Weiss. and user's iPhone. Is that a Zoom bomber? Rabbi Seed. Oh, we're getting some of them. Bobby's iPad. Merle is back, or is it different Merle? Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Smaller and smaller, I think, right?
If you haven't got.
Yeah.
You know, cheese cracker snack.
If they say they have to see a phase to accept.
I'm not sure how to, I might have to take a minute out of here. I have to turn that chat box off. Okay, are some people muting their own mic? Because I'm not able to. No, please stop. Okay. How do I stop this?
I think you can unmute. If you do the
Yeah, you
unmute.
can.
Keyboard.
Garlic.
Video, audio.
As host, you can.
We have
unmute
celery, carrots, right?
Video, audio, recording stats, feedback. I don't see how I can turn that off.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, is everybody off? Okay, some people have their microphones turned off, and it's not me who's doing it.
Brenda.
Yes,
Brenda, can you hear me?
yes,
Okay, so I'm unmuted.
yes, no, I will be muting everybody.
Tim
So,
to Brenda.
Yes,
I sent you a messenger message.
sorry, I can't.
Oh, you can't do that. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to stay that long. We have to take care of some business outside here in a little while.
Oh, I didn't have you slated till towards the end, Tim.
Let him do my spot, Brenda.
Why don't you open us? But just give me a minute here because I gotta mute everybody. I need to make sure.
On at the beginning.
Okay. Hi everybody, and oh, Bobby's iPad. Hi Myna. Did I say that right?
Yes.
I have a friend who spells her name the same way, but she likes to call herself Mina.
Oh.
Okay, so here we're all here. All right, I'm going to mute everybody and just do a welcome.
Put the record on, Brenda.
Sally Wallin is coming, and John. I set the screen to a maximum of 49 people. I hope that's enough.
Have you got record on?
I don't think we've ever had such a big audience. Okay, so
What's this sort of touch that?
Michael.
That says leave. You don't want to leave.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'm going to mute everybody. I'm going to make it. Okay, so everybody's muted except me. Just show me somebody. You can hear me. Yes. All right. There's people joining. Okay, so welcome to a special Zoom edition of Minstrels and Bards. It's April 2020, and we are in the middle of kind of a lockdown, self-isolation. Schools and universities and stores are all closed, and we're not supposed to congregate in groups of more than 4. We're supposed to keep 6 feet apart. So here we are using some new technology. I have to thank my brother, Alan Clues, who's given me access to his Zoom account and is kind of keeping me alive during this this lockdown. You know, Zooming with groups and with friends has been fantastic. So I'm very excited to be running a Minstrels and Bards with you all online. Everybody's at home. How comfortable is that? You know, get your tea or a glass of wine or whatever you like, and just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. We have a really good lineup. The features actually were in a writing group, and 5/8 of us were willing to try a Zoom reading. So we're going to do the let me see, 5 features first with one song at the beginning, and then we'll go to everybody else after. We'll have a 15-minute break where I unmute all the mics. So welcome. It's so absolutely wonderful to see you all. I just can't believe it. Jeff, Clara, Alan, my goodness, Maggie, Heather, Myna, whoops. Lisa, there's so many, like there's almost too many people to fit on my screen. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy this lovely Zoom event, and that you're very comfortable and relaxed at home. So we'll chat again, I guess, at break. So I'm going to start with Tim Maxwell. Tim Maxwell's been a friend for quite a number of years. He's a beautiful musician and man. And Shulan, his beautiful wife, is in the background there. And then we'll go on to 5 readers, and then we'll have a break. So go ahead, Tim. I don't think you're unmuting. Why isn't this working?
How is this?
Yep, okay. I did it. Got it.
I am unmuting, but I'm also going to have to kill my speaker.
Yes.
So hopefully this will go okay. If not, forgive me. Okay, here we go. And maybe the cat will join us at some point. It's a working class family tradition. Go to school, get a job, find a mate. Work 40 years for somebody else at the highest possible rate. Work 20 years for the children, and work 20 more for yourself, so you thought. And in the working class family tradition, you hope the children get more than you got. At school, they teach you it's good to have hope, to be more than a laborer or clerk. They fill in your head with middle-class dreams to make you more productive at work. So you'll work 20 years for the children, and work 20 more for yourself, so you thought. And in the working class family tradition, you hope the children get more than you got. You aspire to far greater heights than the odds will allow you to climb. And when you finally accept your position, you pass your dreams down the family line. Oh, you work 20 years for the children, and work 20 more for yourself, so you thought. And in the working class family tradition, you hope the children get more than you got. I don't know how that went through.
Lobster approval.
Yay!
Now we need to mute it back. How do we mute it back? Put it back in. Now we gotta put it back into mute.
Okay, well, you know, this is like an experiment because I've never done this before. I'm hitting unmute all, but it looks like everybody's still muted.
No, we're all right.
No, I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay.
We're not muted. We're not muted.
I'm gonna mute you. I'll mute you.
The
We're
power
here.
of the crowd.
Hi, Karen.
Hey.
Hi, John.
Okay, so we're going to we're going to go on to our first reader.
When you're finished.
Okay, we're going to go on to our first reader now, which is Elana. Where's Elana? Wave, Elana. Oh dear. User's phone. I don't see her. Lisa, John, Heather, Clara, Allen. Oh, there she is.
Can you hear
Okay.
me? Brenda, can you hear me? Okay.
I'm
So-
going to let the readers all introduce themselves, and we're basically going to flash our books.
Okay. So can everybody hear me? That's the question. Yes? Okay. Should I start? Okay. So I'm Elana Wolff, and I'm going to read from Swoon. This is my newly printed book, published by Guernica Editions. I'm going to read 3 poems. All of the poems in this collection coalesce around the up-down, levity, gravity, falling, rising aspect of the swoon. And this first piece is a domestic piece about fish tanks and relations and, well, one specific relation and naming. Okay. The day we took the old tank out and put the new one in. The day we took the old tank out and put the new one in, I was thinking I'd probably be more stroked if my name were silken. Never was I that smooth. The fish is vanished in the tank. You with your net and rubber gloves, transferring the African cichlids from the old tank to the holding bin, thought the big one must have jumped. But where did the smooth blue body fall? Call it sense for survival if you like. I call it cunning. I like the femininity of that word, its verbal nounness. After some kerfuffle, we discover the missing fish under an inch of sloppy water, lying on its broadside in the gravel, playing dead. I watch you net him, still at first, then flapping madly, unprepared for air and crossing waters. This fish who takes from your fingers krill. This fish who makes you move. Is it the verb that does the big work, as some poets hold? You siphon the water from tank to bin, wash the lava rock, the river stones. We haul the leaky tank outside, separate as tines of a fork, yet joined. Set the new tank up in place, feel its heft in our wrists and shins, put the rocks and water back, and at the end, the fish. I'm thinking off and on about the work of the verb, of nounness, and if my name were silken, would I want to be more stroked? Okay, this second piece is titled Manila Pool, and Manila Pool is It's actually an ancient reservoir located in the center of Jerusalem. For about 2,000 years, it was a main source of water for the city, up until about the middle of the last century, and then development stopped the flow of water into the reservoir, and it became a kind of ephemeral pool. And it's in the center of the city, but it's hidden from view, and even Jerusalemites, many of them don't know it's there. So we went looking for it, and we found it. Manila Pool. Brambles hamper access to the ancient reservoir. The pool, agape and empty, dried to stone. The impulse was to save. The one hard lot was in the ground. We wanted fresh pool water in the months of hottest heat. We wanted mainly to be slaked. Pay attention. Pray. If praise could fill the pool up, it would be a reservoir again. If praise would alter fate. We came here in the hottest heat with water in our bottles, sat on cool and crumbling steps, concealed from clamor in the streets, heard echoes, lowing family animals, mothers cupping their hands and bathing their babies in common waters, frogs. These sounds drowned out by bright green parrots shrieking into the trees. Who knew we'd rise to swooping birds, pursue them out of the past of the pool, the shrill, bombastic squawking, so unmusically sure and true. And this final piece is titled Brink, as in edge of the precipice. I actually wrote it several years ago, at least maybe 2 or 3, but some of the lines resonate quite clearly with where we are right now. Brink. I let my mind go forage in the tussle at the flux. Found some stray ideas by the brink. Idea of indications faintly augured in the ether, clearer than the cant dispersed as fact. Idea of isolation in support of solidarity. Solitude, the seed to inside out. Sitting still on hallowed ground, wearing linsey woolsey, parsing fate from destiny and waiting. Suffering efficiently the light. Breath the major motion, repetition the respite. Being more immediate than freeing. Freeness as idea of the brain obliged to change. Morality engendered from the depths. Thank you.
Well, I guess this part doesn't have to be so long.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Elana. That was so beautiful.
Did it come through? It's hard to know from this end. Yeah.
It certainly
beautiful.
did. It was
Okay.
really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
The sound is pretty good, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody again. And our next reader is John Oughton, and he's going to flash one of his books. Or many of them.
Can you hear me? Okay. I can't hear Brenda. All right. So Mata Hari's Lost Words, first published in 1988. This is the updated version. It's a poetic biography of Mata Hari as from her point of view. And even better, it's got a blurb on the back by Myna Wallin, who's in the audience today. Woohoo! So I'm going to start by reading a series of short poems about the fix we're in right now. The sequence is called COVID-19. And it begins with an old country song that I'm adapting. So I'm not going to try to play guitar because it's only a few lines. Quarantine, quarantine, wish that I could change my scene. Pray to the Lord I shall be released from quarantine, my quarantine. Okay, next one is called Two Worlds. Streets fill with vacancy, and the few walkers wonder which stranger might gift code-changing forms at the edge of life. Schools, churches, cafes shuttered, and homes caressed with Lysol wipes. Nature opens its spring collection slowly, trees drawing unfolding leaves on the damp pages of air, green shoots pushing aside tired earth, robins listening for that small music of a worm burrowing upward. From each twig hangs a droplet where a microworld suspends upside down before falling away. The second part of this sequence is after Williams. There's a slight reference to a famous William Carlos Williams poem some of you will recognize. Forgive me, it was just a little itch, and my finger, not recalling the best advice, scratched that spot between my nose and cheekbone. It was sweet and so satisfying. But now that finger burns, the question of what imprint it left there. Part 3, Bolognese. I stand near the window with spaghetti and sauce in my hair, wondering how in my life I got here. When I see you outside, staring at me, a masked ghost, wondering how she got here. And an aside to Brenda. Brenda, I think you're big on the screen and I'm small. I think it's featuring the moderator rather than the reader right now in the video. No? Okay, that's just what I'm seeing there. Part 4 is Franglo #1. This is a new Canadian form of poetry I just invented. You know, we have 2 official languages, of course. So in a Franglo, the first line is in English, the second line is in French of each couplet. And then it must end with a word that works in both languages. So you're welcome to try this at home. I self-define in self-isolation. Je suis une île sans mer. My hair grows like a data cloud. Mon silence est riche et mystérieux. On the street, I avoid others, parce que tout le monde pourrait être dangereux. Until tested otherwise, hypocrite lecture, mon infecteur, the moon watches all insensible. Okay, so that was the end of the COVID sequence. I hope that all cheered you up and made you feel better. The next one is called Driving Home After Jazz. The radio seeks suitable sound, and here is Mr. Mojo Rising singing L.A. Woman, hashed up by rolling clouds, other stations fighting for the same frequency, storm songs from distant cold fronts, cheery news of disaster, spooky dark staccato boogie led by Dionysus in leather pants to the city of night. Home, cut the car. The songs ghost strut through sky riders in the storm of years' dark static. Critics applaud with thin violins. This too shall pass. The next poem is called Cycle, and this was inspired by some architecture magazines someone was throwing out, so I recycled them, and I found this great quotation in it by the Korean architect Min-suk Cho. The reason to build architecture is to look forward to its ruin. The reason to write a poem is to change the form of the following silence. The reason to live is to build your own reason to live. The ruin has an elegance that the new building cannot predict. Construction runs over time and ruin will surely arrive. In the seed that begins, waits the code for its unwinding. And just two left. The next one is called On Arabia Mountain. As some of you know, I have a lady friend in Atlanta, Georgia. And there's a wonderful conservation area right outside Atlanta called Arabia Mountain where I went for a walk and I wrote this. This cold sea of granite takes millennia to drop a crest, hoist a wave, like music with notes spaced a month apart, or light so low on the spectrum it feels like sound. Seen in light years or microns, the universe is equally infinite, galaxies fleeing each other like 10 trillion introverts at the world's biggest party. The lake only seems to refrain from changing. And the last one, I'm going to try to show you this because it's an incredibly cool form. This is a sort of very loose glossa, but I also made it as a concrete poem. And it's a tribute to two well-known Canadian poets who died within the last year, Patrick Lane and Joe Rosenblatt. And the glossa part of it is in each of the sections, I quote a line or so from one of their poems. A poet dies, leaving a silent O in time's wide maw. Pause in shuffling serifs marking pages now left blank. There was need, a small fire in the night, or any roving and impure viral thought could rush in and fill the space with slogans throwing shadows on those mountains. I wandered through when I was young, hiding out in hyperspace, adrift in the shiny vessel of isolation's opaque cosmic shield. But your poem spoke to me, offering a fluid tongue, not stating but singing, signing. I wept back then for what could not be undone, as I weep for your voices muting. Thank you.
It should just go. Did you ask me questions in the poems or not?
Alan, we don't see you, but I can see your name.
Turn on his video.
Do I need to turn the video on in order to be part of this? Or?
Yes.
Yes, because
be seen.
Your name is there, but not you.
I didn't know that was a requirement. I thought it was an option.
Oh, you can
right,
you can
okay.
keep it off. You certainly can keep it off.
Should you turn the video
No, I won't be. I won't be antisocial.
Hi,
Marian.
Alan.
Hi, Alan. Hi, Alan.
Yeah, I misunderstood how this works.
It works like this.
Yeah.
Well, some people have their videos off. I think it is kind of,
it's completely
yeah,
fine.
I'm not the only one who's antisocial.
No.
It's completely fine to have your video off, you know, because you can be doing other stuff and listening. I mean, that's what's so nice about Zoom.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No. I think if you're a host or participant, you shouldn't have it off, but
well,
yeah,
you know,
raters, obviously.
It's fine because you can hear the whole.
Yeah. What I mean is if you're just tuning in as someone and you want to be in the background, that's fine. I go to other things and have my camera off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It may be too that you haven't done the laundry in 2 weeks and you're wearing your worst pajamas.
Yep.
Okay, moving right along here. I'm going to mute everybody, mute all, and then our next reader is a very wonderful lady, Merle Nudelman, and I'm looking for you on the list to unmute you. Do they, Merle? They haven't. They've done it. Merle, do you have a different name because I'm not finding you? Bonnie. Oh, okay. How's that, Merle?
Unmute.
I'm gonna unmute everybody. Merle? Okay.
Harold Nudelman.
Okay, I'm gonna try muting again and unmuting Harold.
Okay.
All right, we'll give it another go here. Nope. Harold.
Okay, Brenda?
You can still hear me. Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Good, yes.
Okay, great.
And I believe you can only see me right now because I've got you on reader view because I'm recording.
Great.
So that's fine.
Okay, thank you. So good afternoon to everyone. And I want to say how wonderful it is. I will. How wonderful it is to have the opportunity to share poetry and music today, thanks to Brenda's efforts and creativity. My heartfelt gratitude, Brenda.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you. So here is my most recent book, The Seeker Ascends. And I'm not going to be reading from The Seeker Ascends this afternoon. I have instead chosen to read for you some pandemic-inspired poems that I wrote over the last few weeks in the spirit of our mutual awareness, reflection, and hope. So I'll start with a poem entitled Through the Tainted Lungs of the World. And this poem examines an altered state of time awareness during this period of self-isolation. I'm sure that everyone can relate to this experience. Just as a heads up, in this poem, time itself is personified. Through tainted lungs of the world. Time shifts these viral weeks, exchanges gabardine garb for saggy sweats, ripped jersey. On the shelf, shaver untouched beside hair gel and power blower. Bathroom mirror barely gets a glance. On the floor a heap, metronome, clock, fob watch forlornly kicked to the corner. Time has shed his perfect posture and glossy shoes for woolly socks pilling at the toes. The shuffle slouch of a couch spud. Once firm and taut as a wiry Prussian gymnast, he's jelly soft, pudding on a fork. He stretches himself along the horizon, a genie released from his ticking lamp. Yet, how he longs for the subway rush, traffic jamming the 401, the huddled rendezvous at the bar. Now the days are cloying as molasses. Now leaders cough their toll through tainted lungs of the world. The next poem I want to share was sparked by recent news events that struck a deep chord within me, taking me back to 1939. It is particularly fitting to share this piece with you today, since last Tuesday, April 21st, was Holocaust Remembrance Day, a day of international commemoration of the genocide of millions of Jews. And this poem is entitled A Sickness of This World. And that title is taken from a phrase by Emily Dickinson. a sickness of this world. Ships stranded at sea, and headlines howl that ports are sealed to these vessels foul with raging COVID-19. Governments growl, healthcare support stretched too thin to allow the infected cargo off, then in, adding risk to the citizenry. Passengers begin to despair as one border after another clamps shut. Cruise exec pleads for sympathy, though profit lost launched the liners on ruins route. Gut-wrenching to witness human cruelty, history's blinding symmetry. May of '39, Havana rejected civility. The St. Louis sailed the coast, Jewish refugees fleeing Germany, seeking asylum from angry swarms, poised to attack like crazed bees. White House and Sussex Drive refused consent. The boat changed course, unable to prevent hundreds being sent to their death and torment. Before war thundered into Celts, my Zeta sought sanctuary in France, futilely. Family hid between walls, starved inside the ghetto, suffocated on the August train to hell. The youngest was 3. In that cattle car, no corporeal disease, but outside, a virus, hatred, compassion free. For my third poem, I used the artistic technique of underpainting as a metaphor for the coronavirus. In art, the underpainting is the first layer of paint applied to a canvas and functions as a base for subsequent layers, a foundation for the painting, the ground for the piece. This is a poem about the changes and the hope that are layered over the virus. The underpainting. Savage strokes wash the surface transparent, monochromatic, a bruise purple ground. Storm clouds leach morning green from shrubs, cast Hitchcockian gloom over the bruise purple ground. A solitary robin preens his chest, dulled by bunched shadows shrouding purple ground. Across the land, wind wails and trees tremble at ashen clouds hovering over purpled ground. Slate sky changes to dove-like tones. Another gust, and clouds blanch above the bruised purple ground. They diverge, drift away. Sun steps forward, radiates her intensity across the bruised purple ground. She paints a glow over the landscape, covers the entire canvas, all the patches, purpled ground. The city rises from months of slumber, shops glazed with life. The purple ground greens. I will complete my reading with a poem of reflection and meditation. In this poem, calm is personified. He takes us on a journey inward that connects us with the love that lives within us, and then with the loving kindness that transcends our physical body. And the title of this poem is Meditation on the Heart. She is exploring the art of meditation, ways to slow her mind's darting like a trapped fox, running the fringes, gnawing the bars, frantic for release. She invites calm into the room. Clothed in a flowing kimono, mystical cranes on ebony silk, calm circles his arms thrice, folds into lotus pose. Inhaling as one, they drop into cycles, exhale braided breath, evanescent strands. Rose petals scent the space. Crown to toes, cells sink into stillness. Heart chakra glows, an emerald nested in her chest, beaming compassion, swelled with love's might. Radiance permeates thought, her channels and orbiting molecules gild as she holds love's light. Thank you, everyone, and wishing everyone good health.
Thanks, Merle.
Thank you, Merle. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
It's my turn. So I'll just, I guess I'll mute everybody again.
Paste it.
So after me is Clara, and then we're going to have a 15-minute break. Okay, so I'm going to mute everybody again. And okay, so I think I pulled up enough poems to fill about 10 minutes, so we'll see. So these were my two books. I guess they're the latest books because this was 2016 and this was 2017. This is poetry, this is a novella. And let me just exit full screen and I'll go into, wait, no. Speaker view? No. I got here gallery, speaker view, sorry. And I'll pull up my poems. So I did write this poem maybe a year, 2 years ago, but it seems relevant now. I inhabit no one. Weeds bear burrs keep rising from the earth. Sticky seeds, sticky progeny. No one sticks to me. Everybody gets renewed. If I underexpose, will that pull them into their own depths? Swallow whole, even the gold curves. Take the loss, flip the switch. Things disappear into other things, like a painting where forms slide under, or earth plates shuddering with earthquakes. Phantom particles appear, gone, being burst, non-being burst. The switch flickering on, off, a poetry of the poem. An ocean melts onto the shore, withdraws, waves dissolve into other waves. Lines over lines, parallel, converging, splitting, puzzled at the precipice. It's not worse than it is. I'm glad I went out into the unreality of the world. Chiffonier. Wedged in by my bed, the cat-clawed chest of drawers, my mother's. It's stitched on lattice, stained wild rose. A Spanish conquistador's hair flew off like a black wig. Coral cherubs rise with tiny rice paper carnations. Green coffee beans spiral up from my cup. Ceiling fan billowing. Morosa's doves eat rice from her fingers in the mirror. The dream that cut through the day. Flower of evil, your mute rosebud mouth. I am hostage to the sudden utterance. The tall scissors-like woman ran to cut it. Let your words be obese and fat or anorexic minimal. Prune yourself until you have nothing left to say. Tell the story of the thorns of your teeth. The box of infinite information beside me in the dream. In it, strips of ECAT tribal fabric, midnight navy, wine worn. Pandora flew out the window. I cannot sit on my edge of the universe without vertigo, engulfing the galaxies. A cape of billions of stars disappears into itself. Visionary clouds dissipate, words of fog inhaled like smoke rings, pursed pink lips. Dust of rocks. It blows over or it never does. I just lost my piece. I was admitting somebody. It blows over or it never does. Leave your emotional comfort zone. Except then you injure yourself. Uptalk is spreading. Women innovate the language. Everybody's doing it. A raised inflection ends the sentence. Why am I attracted to this? My analyst will tell you if you ask. Moving, why stop? Shake your bones, hang like a skeleton, lightly. Bones, frozen clay, metal instruments, drag surfaces, textured skin. Clay lady, are you of the geological world? A calligraphy of marks, her body, a dance of unspoken language ends on decline. Downtown talk, in the melt of nightclub, up talk. Turning, why do we stop? Fragile and adamant in our comfort zones. And I've been doing a series of self-portraits because I belong to a self-portrait Facebook group. And there's so many incredibly talented people there, and everybody is so supportive. But I don't like looking at myself. I don't know if many of us do. And I would call my mirror portrait poems probably the anti-narcissist poems. So here's one of them, mirror portrait number 10. I think of you in shades of dusk and green, stain with imprimatura there, like that, blood oozing from bone, pick claret, cold blood rivering to the heart, pick cobalt. If the body is duffel with mustard seed, sienna, punctured cadmium yellow yolk, lime wash of lapis, rosewood, black almond shell, copper chromium, paint linseed oiled skin, bone edge nose, jugular hollow where the neck grows, bladed locks of sinewy strokes. Palate scumbled, shingling fossil sand blue, heather, rose ash, derma, a visage of angular, irregular mob of tawny icebergs, jutting jigsaw. Swallowing light flesh rises. To keep you away, I splash air, rain turpentine. And my last poem is called Dance on Waves. The ocean frames the ocean. Dance on waves in black taffeta. Lose the night, striptease of smoke. A sea of sequins, green spotlights. The man in the white tie rotary dials the future. An opaque cornea watches time tangle under rims the color of oil rainbows in black puddles. Leather ruffled vest absorbs light like shackles. Sleepwalk to the door. Shadows pass on sheer curtains. The woman is surrounded by hostility. A red curtain frames the ocean. The man is ravaged. An archway opens, the keyhole of the lovemaking bed. Newspapers line the walls with events that haven't happened yet. Ferns grow through my fingers. The water doesn't run. I am invisible in the time-encrusted mirror. A hurricane came and went. The painting of the ocean reddens into reality, the ruin of art. I cannot speak your language. The sky is painted on window panes, blue, white clouds unmoving. Sip brandy, keep traveling. My pulse is a radio wave. The door clatters. Paintings come to life. There are many people who don't appear. The poet disappears into the poem. Blue electric fire, the great night tide. Thank you. I'm unmuting. Thank you.
I will look at.
And we have one more feature to come. And oh, I've got two of Stanley's here and Justin. Sorry. So we have Clara Blackwood is next. So I'm going to try this.
Headphones.
So where are you? Just let me find you first, Clara. There you are. I'm going to mute everybody now. I hope this is working well for
I think
everybody.
it's working. I think it's a really good idea to mute everyone because then we'd have all that.
Oh yeah,
going,
no,
going,
no, no.
going.
I'm muting everybody.
Oh no, I know.
Don't worry about that. But I mean the whole way it's structured. I hope it's working.
That's what I meant. Is it's really been good how you've structured it.
Okay. Go ahead, Clara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for doing this event, Brenda, because it's great. There's like 2 screens of people, so we have a really good audience with this event. It's really nice. And I'll introduce myself by saying that I'm a poet and visual artist, and this was my last book.
Clara, you're breaking up a lot.
Oh shoot. Okay.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. If I need to pull it out, if it's better without these, let me know because they're old.
It's much better
so
right now, so I'm not sure what that was.
Okay. Okay, so I'll start again. And my last book was Forecasts, published by Guernica Editions in 2014. I'm going to be reading some poems from my latest manuscript, which I sent off last night. So, and I've chosen 4 poems for today, so I'll go into them. Can you hear me okay, Brenda? Is it working?
Very bubbly to me. I don't know.
Is it bad for other people?
That sounds good. So I'm not sure what the difference is. If you can kind of hold
Okay,
that.
is that better?
Yeah.
Should I have these off? Okay.
Probably,
Sounds
yeah.
like it's
I
actually
don't
better
know
with
why.
these. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yes.
Okay, well, at least I can read the poems clearer then. So here we go. The first poem is called Progress Moon in the 12th House, and there's a short epigraph. You are preparing for a new beginning that is only dimly comprehensible at this time. Horoscope. 1. Sometimes the world feels like a weighted blanket without the comfort. 2. I retreat to my room, curl up in a Piscean cocoon. 3. My dead friend visits again, cloaked in a diaphanous veil, sparkling black diamonds. She disappears into a curtain of light. 4. From outside the city shimmers, is an unsheathed blade. 5. I await rebirth at some untold hour, chrysalis green.
Claire, I would try to just sit back a bit if you can.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
that's
try that.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Is
not
the
sure
audio
what it
okay?
is, but yeah. I'm
Okay,
just
so
gonna
let's-
trust my own system here.
Okay.
That okay.
All right, so hopefully this will be better. The second poem is inspired by a beautiful place I visited exactly 2 years ago, Bermuda. So it's called Reprieve, Bermuda, April 2018. I am in need of radical change, of residence, vocation, body, religion too. Before departure, I read how people with PTSD often lose or find their faith, switch from the left-hand path to the right. I am waiting, strange red balloon ascending into tentative sky. There are aliens everywhere. After a rainstorm, tree frogs beep and blip in the indivisible green. The yellow-crowned night heron visits each breakfast. Like a typical fixed sign, my concrete heels believe I am landlocked until hurricane season. Obstinate ox, heavy lion, tricky arachnid, you circle me. I dream in texture now, blue rippling horizon vanishing through coral reef. A silky parrotfish flashes turquoise through undulating water. Dry-tongued, I wake to saltwater taste. No dark spirits have followed me here. Next is a shorter poem called The Girl Who Loved Birds. The girl who loved birds loved to play in pavement cracks, searching for momentary flowers, but she could not hide her wings. Others picked on her ruthlessly until she became plucked, bare as chicken flesh, before the great boiling cauldron of the world. And I will finish with, the cat knocked a poem over. It's actually true. Oh dear. There it is. Okay, so I will conclude with this poem, Choice. The goddess wants what she wants. White stag, peacock feathers, a child in her name. It's not about what you want. You are the stage actor, and she the living backdrop. You can only repeat her patterns, feel the pain of too much love, dress her desires and devices like an underskin. Do not wear black or red, these offend her. Choose oceanic colors, the scent of tangerine cascading through a realm of plenty. Remember, you never had any choice. It was the price of bliss. Thank you for listening.
Wow. People are serious.
Thanks,
Thank
Clara.
you, Clara. Okay, everybody. Everybody's unmuted, and we're going to have a break now, except those people who want to be muted. So if you've muted yourself, then you'll stay muted. So we're going to take a 15-minute break. We'll be back around 20 after 4. What time is it? Yeah.
Wow.
We'll be back around 20 after 4.
Or maybe she wasn't the first reader.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent.
Hi, Karen.
Hi,
Dougal,
Karen. Hi,
you're
everybody.
muted. Why are
Bye,
you muted,
everybody.
Dougal?
Hi.
I don't know these people. So.
Dougal? Oh.
Although I think
okay,
I did
Thank
see
you,
them.
Brenda.
I went to a reading that her group did.
Thank you.
It's Mike.
Oh, Sheila.
No, because they see everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sheila. Hi, Sheila.
Yeah, great to hear you.
Yeah.
Good work.
Hi there, Merle.
Oh, Stanley. Hi, Stanley.
Hey. Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
Stanley.
Stanley.
The highlighted box is what is going
Oh,
to.
Stanley, here you are.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow, what
I
a
never
likeness.
painted it, but I still have it ready to paint.
Oh, are you unmuted?
It looks like Norman Christofoli is checked in from Montreal too.
Yeah, but I don't see him.
Oh.
Where are you?
Just says Christofoli. He's muted.
Oh, okay.
Brenda,
Yeah.
there's 2 screens full. There's 2 screens full. You are,
Yeah.
Well, there's
I'm not getting that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh,
Well,
so I've got 25, but how do you get to the next screen?
Well, I'm
Move your cursor on the right side.
Oh.
You have arrows on the sides of the.
Oh,
mine
because
up at the top of my screen, and there are arrows on the sides where you can scroll and see different people.
You just have to hover the cursor over the right side of the screen in the dark area.
I wonder if we've got a Zoom bomber. Minstrels and Bards is waiting to be admitted, but I'm Minstrels and Bards.
So don't let them in.
yeah, don't let them in.
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
I want to see your doppelganger. Let them in.
Oh, there. You know what? Because I have to have the list of participants up and it's taking up a lot of screen space. I didn't see that. Oh, yeah, I see Norman. Right. I don't know where I put this because I'm on the 13-inch. Isn't that strange? I wonder if I should just remove them. And if it's somebody I know, deal with it later.
You have to see the face.
You took my name.
The face.
Nilufar. Is that Nilu from Il Gattonero?
She might be on mute.
No, she's not mute, but she's
Right.
got her video off.
There's a poet or writer named Nilufar Schudemeyer. She's one of my Facebook friends.
Hi, Ned.
Hi, Ned.
Hi.
You're on.
Yeah. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi. Yeah, hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
This is the strangest thing.
I know. I'm stepping away for a bit.
Oh, Sheila. Hi, Sheila.
Hey, hi, Brenda. You're doing a great job.
It's crazy. We've got 2 screens worth of people.
Well, you were up to 30. I think it was up to 36.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it went up to 38, but there was one person waiting. So we've had people who've come and gone already. I'd say we've probably had around 40 so far because some people have already gone. I guess we weren't up to scratch.
I'm gonna just go
So
for
Minstrels and Bards is still waiting. I think I should just remove them.
Oh, come on, let's see them.
No, they could be a Zoom bomber, and if they do something funny, then I'll have to shut the meeting down, and that won't be nice.
Come on.
Let them in, we'll have to put our masks on.
I don't know where mine is. I can hang my painting.
You can ask him to show his face, and if he doesn't show his face, then you'll remove him. You can ask him, give him that.
No, Minstrels and Bards is my group.
Oh, okay.
I am Minstrels and Bards, so this is somebody who set up something with the name of my group where I had the link to get in here, so it's very suspicious.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yeah, yeah.
And
do
they must
we
have
know
found
that
the
you
link
are
on the
real
page,
too?
so I'm just going to ignore them, and if it's somebody I know, I'll take the flak later. Hi,
Maybe
Lori,
they're
how
the
are you
real you,
doing?
though, and you're the one that's the fake you, you know? I want to see them both together so I know which one is the real you. I want to make my own judgment.
I'm not taking a chance.
You see how you saw the big picture?
So in Hong Kong, they were using Zoom to teach grade school, and a Zoom bomber came in and started playing pornography on the share screen. So they shut it down, and then Hong Kong won't use Zoom now till they get their privacy settings figured out. So there's a waiting room, everybody's automatically muted, and there's no share screen. And then anything suspicious can just stay there.
Yeah, we don't really need porn right now, I guess, you know?
Well, a break with some porn would be good.
Educational.
Would depend what kind of porn. It could be cyber porn or feminist or I don't know.
Toilet paper.
Alien porn. Tentacles.
So Dougal, you're muted, but I assume you're self-muted?
Yeah.
Yes, because I can't unmute you. Yeah. And Clara, you're muted.
She wants to be unmuted.
Thank
No,
you. I wanted to be unmuted. I couldn't unmute myself. I was trying to write you a sign, but it's really faint. Unmute me.
Is the chat function working?
I think the
I
chat's
hope not.
disabled.
Yeah,
Because I tried to use the chat.
Yeah, I don't, because it all
Yeah.
pops up on my screen, and I don't have, I'm not on my big computer because this camera is better. So it just was taking up too much room. So I have the participants list. Yeah, so how are you doing, Stanley? You staying healthy?
I'm good. Well, I'm living in a routine, and nothing's changing. I'm not aging.
Yeah.
Because I live in a routine. It's the same thing every day.
You're holding.
Yeah.
So Stanley, your bird photos, are those from the past, or are you going out and getting them now?
No, they're from the past, but I suit them to the season, John.
They're very good.
Thank you. I have more to come, but I'm waiting for the leaves to come back onto the trees. I don't want to break the flow of the seasons, and sort of make them seem like they're fake.
Right.
So keep
It's
them
a
seasonal.
real treat. They're a real treat. They're beautiful.
Thank you so much.
When I see your rig, my goodness.
Yeah, that was something, huh? It's called a bush hawk. Yeah, it's like a gun. It fires, like you hold it up there and it fires like you fire with your trigger finger. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys to yourself for a minute. I'm just going to go.
Can you give us
No, I don't want.
Brenda, of what to expect in the next half, just so that we know?
Okay. Jennifer, then Michael, Marian, if he's. Michael's not here. Huh. Okay, so Maggie, you will go twice, and Steve Paul will go twice, and maybe Dougal will have a chance to if he wants. So we're gonna have Jennifer. I wanted to do poet, musician. Anyway, Jennifer, then Myna, then Maggie, then Ned, then Tim is gone. He sang at the beginning, and Steve Paul. So, okay, I'm just going to, I'm gonna mute my mic, and then I'll be back in a minute.
The only thing that everyone has the same thing is everything on. Who cares? You're listening. I practice so much. I know. And with the intro.
Hi, Clara.
Hi, Lori. How are you doing?
Cheers. I'm day drinking. I just started.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Oh, you can hear me. Yay.
Oh, good to see you.
You do. Everybody. You're really great, Clara.
Great to see a number of friends and then strangers too. So we had a good assortment of people this afternoon.
Yeah, I love this technology. I love that I could come to your poetry reading.
Yeah.
You can go to poetry readings not just here, but everywhere.
I know, it's lovely. It's really great.
I went to one in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah?
Hollywood.
Hollywood, California.
Oh, that's so cool.
But the poets weren't reading their own poems. I thought they would. They had a selection of poems. One was Elizabeth Bishop, The Fish. One was William Blake's Tiger, Tiger. Some poetry I didn't know. And people took turns reading it. Most of the people were in Hollywood, California, and they meet in a gallery usually. There was one woman from Boston and one from New York. So it was really fun.
I've done a few open mics in England, actually. I mean, there are ones I've physically been to in the past and featured at or open mic, but I've gone back to them through Zoom the past month. Spoken Word Paris in Paris, they're doing theirs every week on Monday afternoon for us, evening for them. So I went to one of theirs.
What continues after the lockdown, after the social distancing is over? I want this type of stuff to continue.
Yeah, these new networks that are being built are valuable, and it'd be great if they keep going.
Yeah.
It would be. Is Steve Paul Sims?
Yes.
Is he here?
Yes.
Yes.
He's disguised as Maggie.
He's like gallery something, I think.
Hi,
I thought he was a Zoom bomber, but
No, he's Galaxy A10 or something like that.
yeah. Actually, I don't see him here. Where is he? Gee.
I know, I can't find him.
No, I don't see him. That's odd.
Do you have a pen handy?
Brenda?
Yeah?
Did you notice that my daughter tried to link in off the top from Tel Aviv? She said you didn't let her in for a long time, and then you did let her in.
You know what? I was reading, and so I wasn't letting people in when I was reading, and I just left the screen for a minute. Somebody was there, and I was just about to admit them, and then they're gone. So who is that? Nilu?
No, that's not. My daughter is Eddie Wolff. She was there for a while, but she said she tried to get in at the beginning. Maybe there was I had a problem linking in too, but finally I did.
No, we just have Minstrels and Bards waiting to get in.
Oh, yeah. Brenda, Kate Rogers has a note up at the screen.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know what I can't read it.
Maybe she's the Minstrels and Bards. Yeah, there she is. Can you see her?
Can you see her, Brenda? Because she's holding up, but.
Oh, she says, please invite me, us.
No, unmute us.
Unmute.
Oh,
yeah.
Does that say unmute? Oh my God. Shows you how good my sight is, even with my glasses on.
Kate, you're not muted.
Kate, you've got to be muted at your end. It's your
You're not mute.
No,
you're not
I'm
muted.
not.
We can hear you.
You look very comfortable.
But we can hear you just fine.
Good.
You have to talk.
Good. I got a message saying the host must unmute you.
But you're unmuted now.
Yeah, that was about 5 minutes ago. Anyway, hi.
Hi.
Be antisocial.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you here.
Where's Norman? Norman got his video and his mic off.
This is
Isn't
really
there a
cool.
country song that goes, "Please unmute me, let me go"? It should have banjo on it.
Oh, John, so many dad jokes.
Bad jokes. I'm outraged.
Hi, Lori.
I love the self-portrait with the mask on.
Yeah, well
Oh yeah,
said.
thanks. Yeah.
That's great.
That was for the self-portrait group. At least I'm working. I mean, for whatever it is, it's life drawing. Because you can't use a camera. You have to do something from a reflective surface. So it's good practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just about ready to go back. We have until 5. So I'm just wondering if is Steve Paul back yet? He disappeared and I don't see him here. What was his name again? Galaxy.
Galaxy A10 or something like that.
No, he's not here.
Dougal is there. I can see him.
Yeah, Dougal's like got his mic muted. Huh. Okay, well, Stanley, could I ask you to prepare a piece maybe?
No, thank you. I'm just gonna listen and thank you.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
How about you, Alan?
I'm just lurking and listening. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
All right.
Where are you?
So,
Alan?
well, I hope Steve Paul comes back because we only have one musician and I had hoped to have more. So Maggie, you may be doing more than one song, which is kind of normal for my salons. So I hope you prepared more than one.
I will see what I can do.
You know what? Are you ready? You can open this and then we'll go to Jennifer and Myna to welcome us back.
They're MIA, those guys? Okay. So, see what I can do. I'll get my guitar.
So where is Maggie here? Just let me find you on the list first. I can't. You know, it seems like it's alphabetical and then it just loses. Oh, there you are. Okay. So I'm going to mute everybody and welcome to Maggie Fraser. She's practically my house musician. Well, she is my house musician. She's absolutely wonderful. You'll love her.
Well, you know, I just realized I have no uplift.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I just lost you again. Oh, Maggie, come back. Where are you? Oh, Maggie.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been listening to people and I realized I have no uplifting songs whatsoever. So I'll just have to do and I've not, you know.
Who's been reading uplifting?
Well, you know, just to cheer people up and everything that I guess I just don't have that. So
I think it's pretty cheerful being together like this.
Okay.
Like it's really nice to connect and see each other.
Okay. This is a song called Forbidden Games. Can you hear my guitar okay? Home, lily, lily, home, lily, home, home, lily, home. Here's to my love, wild on the wing, sleep in the dirt, rise in the spring. Lavender's blue, lavender's green, you will be king, I will be queen. Home, lily, lily, home, lily, home, home, lily, home. Poor Lily May, she's lost her way, playing forbidden games. Out from the fold,
into the cold, playing forbidden game. Echoes of flute on the hillside, they say that she's not alone. Once she's lost, she can never find her way home. Home, lily, lily, home, lily, home, home, lily, home. Here's to my love, wild on the wing, sleep in the dirt, rise in the spring. Lavender's blue, lavender's green, you will be king, I will be queen. Home, lily, lily, home, lily, home, home, lily, home. Poor Lily May, she's lost her way, playing forbidden game. Out from the pain into the rain, playing forbidden game. Forbidden arms to hold her, they say that she's not alone. Once in those arms, she can never find her way home. Home, lily, lily, home, lily, home, home, lily, home. Here's to my love, wild on the wing, sleep in the dirt, rise in the spring. Lavender's blue, lavender's green, you will be king, I will be queen. Home, lily, lily, home, lily, home, home, lily, home. Home, lily, lily, home, lily, home, home, lily, home.
Thanks.
Thank you, Maggie. That was wonderful.
Beautiful.
Steve
Okay,
Paul is
so
back. I saw him on the list.
yes, he came back in.
Okay.
So Jennifer, where's Jennifer? I don't see you, Jennifer. Oh, there you are. There's so many people here. It is so amazing. Like there's 2 screens worth. So I love your painting and writing in the background. That looks really great. And Jennifer is a very close friend, beautiful person. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi. I'm going to start.
Hey, just let me unmute everybody, and then I have to look for you. Jennifer. I'm sorry. If it was like alphabetical, it would be so much easier. Okay. No.
Maybe it's
Oh, she's gone again. Jennifer. Okay.
I'm unmuted now.
Okay, good. Yes.
Okay. I tried to choose a few short pieces for this time, and I'm going to start with a poem I wrote during a year of sorrow and loss and waiting for what was next. And I thought that would be fitting for these times. It's called, the first one is Winter. I am Demeter, in winter black as Hades, turning fields to stone, forests to dust, in my wrath and despair that my beloved is gone. I pick rocks from the side of the road to eat in the absence of corn. They thunder along my intestines, dulling the noise in my head. I scream inside the walls of February, wait for my beloved, who is light, breath, sun, spring. Make love to boys I have turned to bones in this drought I have brought. I am Persephone, bound beneath the light, longing for the tick of my mother's heart, the pad of her yellow feet on the floor. But my winter will linger for years, and my mother will tread across the skies, her feet into mountains, her face yellow as the sun, peering down at the shadow I have become. Demeter is my mother, Persephone my daughter. I am neither, I am all, I am only winter. The next one is called Wheel. Night batters at my skin, pushes into me, heaves against my ribs, propels me onto haggard streets. I cry, please, but you cannot hear the words jammed in my throat like some old rag. I bounce on the road, this night creature stretching my bones into a wheel that bends and breaks me all the night long. Next one is Milk. I see your loss staggering across the sky like milk in June, clotted and warm. Your eyes unwind in threads of rage across the room, knocking down the glass that you step through on your way out of winter. Rain on the Island. Rain on the island erases those fences we have put up on the landscapes we have become. Tributaries of loss and shadows of longing are mapped on our torsos until we are crisscrossed and unrecognizable. Against the impending storm, farmers have wrapped their bales in a funereal white that shimmers like water on the lake. The city. I walked the city, glassy-eyed, pulled lovers out of hats to ease the nights that twisted sorrow like shoelaces. The city pinned me beneath its dirty jack boots. 2 bright days hurt my eyes to behold. And just one more, King of the Night. Like you, he chose me from afar. I had only seen a blurred face, a speeding car, but I knew his eyes that followed me, silver slits opening the sky. Red is the color of the night when he comes, when I twist and run, and when I see his silver slit eyes breaking through the alleyways, I tear away, and when I am safe behind locked doors, I turn around to find him. In his hands, he holds all of me. Thank you, Brenda, for organizing this. It's been a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah. Hey, Steve Paul, you're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
I
so
am.
I think we're gonna go with the music, and then it'll be Myna, and then
No.
You're not ready?
Yes, I am. Now I was talking to somebody else here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Steve Paul, and then Myna, and then we have Ned, but we can have Maggie sing again and Steve Paul sing again. So Steve Paul, welcome. Another fabulous.
If you just sit down, you'll see him.
Singer-songwriter with really brilliant songs. The more you hear Steve Paul's songs, the richer they become. And you never get tired of them because there's just so much in them. So welcome. I'm going to mute everybody, and I'm going to be muting you, and then I have to find you. Galaxy. Where, like, why isn't this alphabetical? I can't.
It's
There you are.
astrological.
You're under GA.
I don't
Am
know.
I?
Where did you go?
Oh, here's Galaxy. Here's Galaxy.
You're after like you're alphabetical, and then you disappear. Okay, I'm not gonna worry. I'm muting everybody. Okay. And where did you go? There. How's that? You're good?
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, Brenda. This is a song from my freshly recorded but not yet released new album. I have 3 other albums that are available. This is, I think you'll find it quite current. It's not specifically to do with the virus because it's not new enough for that. But it's to do with the lack of credibility and accountability we find in so many public places and public offices these days. It's called When Karma Makes a Comeback. I see people misbehaving or just acting without sense, doing what they want to whom they please, no thought of consequence. They just pinch themselves and giggle over wicked things with which they get away. But when karma makes a comeback, everybody's gonna pay and pay. I was raised to love the golden rule, do unto others and all that. But some folks just seem to miss that message. They don't know their tit for tat. They just follow every impulse that might give themselves a boost. But when karma makes a comeback, see the chickens coming home to roost. Come on, karma, teach my enemies the letter of the law. Ooh, karma, they can't get away with murder anymore. Not like before, not like before. Now, do you suppose it's just a story that what goes around comes around again? Just a tale to soothe the feelings of the faithful who believe not if, but when. You can't sit around and grumble over everyone who hasn't got theirs yet. But when karma makes a comeback, ain't gonna be no safety net. Let the waves of retribution roar. Let them crash down on the beach. Let them root out every hiding place of madmen who thought they were out of reach. As for you and me and all the ones we love, we just don't deserve to lose. But when karma makes a comeback, I just hope it's gonna pick and choose. Come on, karma, teach my enemies the letter of the law. Ooh, karma, they can't get away with murder anymore. Not like before, not like before. I'll slow the ending down. There we go. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Steve Paul. And you're on for another song at the end. So now, Karma.
Should I get off and we'll try FaceTiming Corey? Or?
So next is Myna. Are you ready, Myna? Okay, so let me find you on the list. And I'm going to mute everybody and introduce yourself. I don't know Myna very well. She's a fantastic poet. And
I know what she felt like.
We chat at poetry events.
Remember that? It was just playing really hard for me.
Oh, I had you right in front of me. There we go. Okay, you can talk, Myna.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see this? That's my most recent book. And I'm ready? I'm ready to go? Okay, this is so weird and really, really, but I have to believe it works because I've seen other people, but it feels like you're in some sort of, I don't know, chamber of silence, cone of silence, but I'll have to believe it's working. So thank you a million times, thank you. And I feel like I know you, Brenda, so I don't know that you feel like you don't know me. That's weird. So yeah, that's my most recent book, and that's with Elana Publications, and that was in 2018. And I'm actually ready to go with another manuscript, which I'll read one poem from that, and 3 other very short poems. So, because it's been a long set, and you know, people get tired. So this is my most recent poem that I wrote for group, and they made changes. It's called, it had to do with the moth situation in my apartment. So I don't know if anybody can relate to little creatures in their apartment, but it's almost like the virus because you can't see them. You can only see them when they start to flit around. Anyway, moths have no mouths. Mothers lay their eggs smaller than a pinprick. Larvae emerge, little wormy bodies clinging to cashmere, gorging, undisturbed in dark, damp corners. Maggot-like opportunists feeding and feeding. My vintage beaded cardigan, the lining of my mother's mink, a wool beret, a pashima scarf, designer silk nibbled, and the felt lining of my flute case, pressed wool so delectable. The larvae spin rice-sized cocoons. Their silky sand-colored wings emerge like a glinting fleck of dust, eating nothing but air. Males desire only to impregnate, females to bury their eggs. I set out traps sticky with hormones, tricking the males to a gummy death, tugging in vain to free their bodies like friezes of dancers, forever jubilant. So that's that one. Somebody's phoning me, but we'll have to just let that go. This is a very short poem. It's my first erasure poem. And it's, the source material is Slow Love by Dominique Browning. And this is from chapter 17. I whittled down chapter 17, which is prose, into a poem. So like 700 words down to 50 words. Sleeplessness. What's the point? I made a strong cup of tea, tossed and turned. I've been fretting over my houseplants. I'm full of admiration for the way the natural world finds a new way to trap insects. I've decided to be serious about resurrecting life from the dirt. Every day I dig holes. All I want to know now is, where does everything go? When bodies decompose, where does everything go? Okay, we're now at the midpoint. This is also very short, Resurrections. And it was part of the poetry in your pocket 2 years ago. My mother is alive again in my dreams, and so is my father, though they rarely appear together. In one variation, my mother returns to visit, her cancer healed. We talk for a bit and she whispers, "Don't tell your father I was here." I ask her why she doesn't stay, admitting, embarrassed, "I thought you were dead." "No, there's no such thing," and laughs lightly, though she can't explain why her visits are so infrequent. Immortality makes sense at night. My father's heart seems strong again as he rushes around with purpose. Sometimes he tells me not to worry, it will be all right. My mother, though, is still frail, and we hold each other, rocking. In the morning, I'm startled that I remember her touch, the exact pressure of her hand on mine. And one other poem from my mother, which I wrote recently, because they never end, the poems about my mother, for some reason. This is called Sweet Mummy, and it's from my new manuscript. I wrote it about, 4 months ago, and that's it for me. My mother treated me like a princess when I was sick. I got to sleep in her queen-size bed, stacked with 8 down-filled pillows propping me upright. She brought me meals in bed on a little tray with legs, all my favorites, challah and honey, hot chocolate and grilled cheese. I could watch TV all day long. She fussed over me, felt my forehead with the back of her smooth hand, usually reserved for hard slaps. All that forgotten in her cool bed with its clean pink sheets and satiny pillowcases. The first time I remember this royal treatment, I'd been swarmed by a cloud of bees. Swollen, burning hands and face. Oh, the gentleness, the let me seize, the soft bedtime kisses. Later, when I lost a baby tooth, she was very sweet. North Witch Glinda, the good witch sweet. She'd wipe the blood from the fresh little wound and trill, "Someone will visit you while you're asleep." Long after I knew she was my pixie, I pried barely loose ivories from inflamed gums, enjoying the pain just a little, knowing it would bring Sweet Mummy, cool washcloth-bearing mummy, to sit by me, cooing softly, soothing the ache. She was kindest when I was sick, and later, when she was ill, bedridden, pain-filled, too weak to be angry, the rage boiled out of her in feverish delirium. So thank you so much for listening. That felt like...
It was very moving, Myna. That was very moving. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I think we could have another song, Maggie, if you're ready, and then we'll have Ned, and then we'll finish with Steve Paul, because we've got time. So Myna, I meant we haven't really had a coffee together, and
well, it's time.
It is time. When we don't have to socially distance anymore, we could Zoom.
Yes, we could. I would love that.
Now you can touch your face.
Okay, Maggie.
Okay.
Oh, where are you? There you go.
Okay. Well, this song is a bit apocalyptic, so maybe that's in the genre of the days. somewhat apocalyptic. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So it's about Noah's Ark. It's called, I think it's called Noah's Refugees, which is us, all of us. So Noah's Refugees. 40 days and 40 nights. God'll teach us wrong from right. Let her rain. God said, let her rain. He raised his mighty hand. He set a curse on all the land. Let her rain. Let her rain. No reservation for you on the ark. Hapless sinners waiting in the dark for the rain. God said, let her rain. We built our own boat, what a craft. All our loved ones floating on a skinny raft in the rain. Let her rain. Love is all you need, love is not enough. Love is all we have. Come on, love, and save us. Love is all you need, love is not enough. Love is all we have. Come on, love, and save us. 40 days and 40 nights. Few survivors, one saw a light through the rain. Through the rain. Love is all you need, love is not enough. Love is all we have. Come on, love, and save us. Love is all you need, love is not enough. Love is all we have. Come on, love, and save us. Long, long ago, it all passed away. All we have now is here today in the rain. It's only rain. It's only rain, my love. It's only rain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's only rain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's only rain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let it rain.
Thank you, Maggie. It was wonderful. So wonderful having you. There's Ned. Yay. Hi, Ned.
Hi, Brenda.
Okay, I have to find you on the list. Ned is another amazing poet who I've only, I met you at Free Times and maybe known you, I don't know, a year, if that. So I'm absolutely delighted you've joined. And so I'm going to try to mute everybody and then find you. Nah, there you are. Okay, so you're unmuted and welcome. Where?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Can hear
This
you
is
well.
my book. Wait. You're freezing, so I don't know. You're freezing on my screen.
Mute. You're freezing on my screen too. I think the sound might be okay though. I don't know what's happening there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would just go with the sound and don't worry if the image freezes, who knows? But I
Okay.
think I've seen the image freeze sometimes, but the sound is still there.
Okay, I'll just start. Annealed. We are all bent on duplicating ourselves. If only we would stop. You ask if I'm okay. No. I think I'm not is the most okay thing about me. I guess until we've gone down and risen, punctured and sewn up the vision, we'll continue like this. That said, I hold certain things true after testing them against myself against them, in the stubborn heat of a Vulcan forge. Anything loyalist will do. With Minerva as my witness, not as muse or mistress, not even at my best. A lie, but it had to be said. Consider the graven expression, how it feels instead of the phenomenal thing, the warmth and coolness of well-placed abandon, the common wing. I'm gonna read one more. Innocent. Sorry, Brenda? Innocent. The woman would, and so would you. What the hell, walking with Asphagotia? What did we make? What mistake? Disturbed by sunlight when it fell on the creatures of night, as they hid or maneuvered through day. It's strange that the danger is seen to be in illumination, from which hearths are built, while the draggled wounded ride the alleys of the mind, shielded from eyes, protracting the causes of pain. Let's speak on the level till the day and night earth is home, not delay the unpolished sounds of grace as it gathers, a little light rays to clean sight, trees, a woman entering a park from the street, a toddler wandering. Evening colors will flush again and light be soft and deep. I'm among the wounded and compromised, and know the stable is full of good horses even I can ride. They sleep on good straw, hear the birds, see the light change as we do. Their minds and hearts are as amenable as ours to this strange concoction of pain and avidity. Thank you.
What happened here? Thank you, Ned. That was wonderful. We could have done with more, but you'll have to buy his book. So it looks like Michael's here. Steve Paul, you're up next, and then maybe Michael can finish.
Okay.
Although, oh, I don't see, he hasn't got his video on. So I'm gonna have to find you again. Your gallery.
Who? Is it,
Galaxy. Galaxy. Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody. Look for Galaxy A20. It's probably a gorgeous galaxy, is it?
It's an okay galaxy.
Okay, go ahead, Steve Paul.
Okay. This is a song called Trouble. It's also newly recorded. You can hear the finished recording on YouTube. Dial my name, Steve Paul Sims, Trouble. Beautiful video by my partner, Linda. And thank you for inviting me. I hope you enjoyed this song. It's got simple words and you can chime right in if you want. Hi, Jim. Hi, Stanley. Hi, everybody that haven't seen in a while. And Karen. Trouble, don't you trouble over me. Trouble, don't you trouble over me. I know you got better folks to see. Trouble, don't you trouble over me. Bad news, I can't read a single word. Bad news, I can't read a single word. Don't trust even half the things I've heard. Bad news, I can't read a single word. Sorrow you must have, sorrow you must have the wrong address. Sorrow you must have the wrong address. I don't like your intimate caress. Sorrow, you must have the wrong address. Last verse, same as the first. Trouble, don't you trouble over me. Trouble, don't you trouble over me. Again. Trouble, don't you trouble over me. I know you got better folks to see. I know you got better folks to see. Trouble, don't you trouble over me. Be well, everybody.
Thank you. That was wonderful. I'm so happy. Michael Marian is here. What?
That song made you happy?
No, I'm happy you're here singing.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
It's because it was somebody else's trouble.
Yeah. That's true. It didn't feel like my trouble when he was singing. Michael, are you like, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I couldn't hear you when I first came. I came back. I restarted and I don't have my normal setup because I gave half of it away to someone else who's doing a Zoom thing. So I have no camera. Otherwise, you'd get to see my bat cave.
See Dick Tracy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your sound like? Do you want to sing a song and then we're finished?
I have no idea what my sound is like, but I'll try a little bit.
It sounds
Voice
good.
is pretty
Actually,
clear.
it sounds good. Okay, so what it is, I have to unmute everybody and then I have to find you in the list. So just give me a minute. I wish it wouldn't jump around like that. Okay.
What's jumping?
Okay, we got you now.
Oh, can you hear it? Okay.
Yep, we can hear.
Well, I'm going to do one of my classics, I guess. Destination safe. Last glance over your shoulder. Gravel road. The wind blows away. Electric shimmering. Electric shimmering. Crimson lips, chrome wheels out to the freeway. Tom and me crooning, taking you home. The fresh painted chapel on Manila Road. It's your wedding day, a million miles away. Village by city. Chorus bells over wedding bells. My little girl, Mary's in the morning. Gathering like water, friend and family ties. A string of pearls, fragile but forgiving. Soft summer breeze to the breathless silence arrive. Stands before you in perfect wonder. There is no shade from his brilliant wealth. Fused with the enchanting grace of solemn boughs of silken lace, that issues lovely and tender from your face. It's your wedding day, a million miles away. Village by city. Chorus swells over the wedding bells. My little girl, Mary's in the morning. Wedding
someday, million miles away, village by the city, chorus swells over, wedding bells, my little girl marries in the morning. I thought, geez, this is kind of strange in a way. It's like my coffee cup, and then I look up. No, there's actually a screen of all these faces. Thank you very
Michael,
much.
is that in an open tuning?
No.
Oh.
Who's
Drop
asking?
D.
Oh, John?
John, yeah, it had nice drone quality to it.
I do use a lot of open chords.
Hmm.
If I had my camera working, I'd show you. I've always liked open tunings. Study from with the Grateful Dead. I can't think of his name now. The ice cream guy.
Jerry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia, and I didn't know that who he was when I found the book. I saw it in the bin at the music store, and it was the first time I saw a chording book that had all these like magical chords.
Hmm.
So he was a big influence, and I never listened to him. That's the funny thing. Nice chords. Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh, so I'm glad I got to drop in. This is pretty cool. Look at all you people out there.
Yeah, I know. I think we were up to maybe 39 people at one point.
Right.
30, because people were leaving and new people were coming. We might have even been at 40 for everybody who.
More than that, Brenda, I'm counting on 2 screens, 50 people now.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, 5 times.
God.
Yeah, including you.
You know, we got to do this again because obviously we're missing each other. And we're missing, you know, going out, you know, to events and hearing each other read and sing. The sound is not great. I don't know if there's any fixes for that. But yeah, I mean, you know, get your glass of wine and we can definitely do this again. Maybe we just do all highlights and no actual features. And
do it. I'm going to take it outside.
You're gonna what?
Go outside, set up by the stream.
Oh, Jim! Hi, Jim.
How are you?
Jim looks like the most relaxed person on this, actually.
He's lying. He's lying down.
I've been practicing this for weeks.
You know, that was really wonderful.
Yeah, please.
We're at 10 after 5, so.
Thanks for setting it up.
Thanks, Brenda.
Real treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to hang around and chat, you can, or, you know, it's 10 after 5, so it's been over 2 hours. But thank you all for coming, and it's just been a great audience and a bunch of really great readers and musicians, and it's fabulous. And I, you know, after this, I'm gonna see who Minstrels and Bards is. They're still
It's
waiting.
the evil Brenda.
Still waiting.
Brenda, thanks for organizing.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Brenda.
Thanks.
Thank you, Brenda.
Brenda,
Thanks
wonderful.
to all the readers.
Definitely do it again. Do it next month.
Okay.
Next month. We'll come.
All right. Let's do it again next month.
Yeah.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
That'd be wonderful.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See
ya. Good to see you, Stanley.
Love you all.
If you want to
See you,
stay
Clara.
to chat for a bit, you can, or you can go.
Well, time for a drink.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Karen. Lovely
Bye,
to
Karen.
see you. Yeah.
Bye, Brenda.
Bye. Thank you. Wonderful poems, Myna.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was
Did
great.
you fall?
Yeah.
Did you take a tumble earlier?
What you're
Did
saying.
Jennifer,
Yeah?
did you fall earlier? I thought I saw
Yes,
you.
I did. How did you know?
Are you okay? I saw it. I was
No
worried.
kidding.
I saw you get up. Are you okay?
I am. I put an ice pack on and I took a Tylenol. I'm a trooper. I figured.
That was quite a fall. I've done a lot of those myself.
It was.
While you were on camera, you fell?
Oh my God. I guess I was so excited to be reading.
Yeah.
Or to be amongst, friends and bards. I was so excited. I took a dive.
You'll see it on the video, Brenda. Or I don't know if you'll see it now, but
Yeah, I don't know what the video is going to look like at all. I have no idea.
Where does the video go?
It'll go to my computer. Then I may open it and take a look, and I don't think I can do any real editing, but I may be able to cut it up so there isn't so much time spent trying to mute everybody or find that person. But I don't know. I am going to post it on YouTube in my Poetry and Music Salon channel.
Great. What's the name?
Poetry and Music Salons.
Oh, okay.
Even though I'm Minstrels and Bards now, I left the name as it was. So I want to stop the recording and just make sure I've got that and then start it and see who Minstrels and Bards